Welcome to Finlandia Fridays. My name is Michael Babcock. I am your host for this weekly interview series here at Finlandia University. This week we are joined by Senior Communications Major Travis Cornwell. Travis, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. It's fun to have students on, especially people that have been here for a few years now. You're a senior this year. Mm-hmm. How have you enjoyed your Finlandia experience so far?
Finlandia has been a great time. It's been a lot of fun. Schoolwork, hockey, everything, all the above. It's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, tell us about where you're from and how you found Finlandia.
So I'm from the Twin Cities, and how I kind of found Finlandia. Finlandia kind of found me. I was in Vegas for a showcase playing hockey, and they were kind of the last school to kind of look at me, and I gave them a chance, and I had a couple buddies that I played hockey with throughout the years over juniors, and I came up here and just absolutely liked it. Small town, Tech was across the bridge, and just kind of came here, gave it a shot, and it's been working out so far.
Excellent. Well, the hockey's fun, but we're here to talk about some exciting opportunities that you've had. You're a communication major. What's it been like in that program?
Communications major has been great. Working with my advisor, Monique Bourdage, has been a good time. She's helped me a lot with getting my internship. I know we're going to talk about that. Also, just helping me along the way with the classes that I need, and also to prepare me for once I graduate. She's done a really good job.
Yeah, let's dive right into that internship. This summer we announced a big partnership with Houghton Community Broadcasting that makes 99.3 The Lift. That's the official station of Finlandia University Athletics. They broadcast several games over the radio, which is a lot of fun. They've done just about every sporting team we've had so far throughout this school year. It's a lot of fun with that, but you're going on and you're doing a lot of different things with them. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, so at first, when I met with them, when I got the internship, we kind of talked about what my roles were going to be and everything, and I have this weekly segment that I do. It's called This Week in Finlandia Athletics. So I do that once a week. I talk about and kind of review, what teams have won, with basketball, hockey, whatever the sports were. Also, I would do the color commenting with Rick Allen, and we would do the football games. I did some of the hockey games, the volleyball games, and then looking forward to this semester, continuing my internship. I'm going to, do men's and women's basketball, and hopefully in the spring get a couple baseball games as well.
Yeah, so it's kind of exciting because we're not a sports journalism school. It's not something that we, pride ourselves on. But what I love about your experience is this is an interest of yours. Mm. And what you've been able to do is talk to your advisor, talk to the resources we have here, and you've been able to make it work. What's it been like to be able to follow those interests like you've been able to?
Well, a lot of the things, and this is what I like about the internship, is they've kind of, with them being their first year and everything, they kind of are just letting me do kind of what I want. They're just like, yeah, just do it, and it should be good. Just try new things and kind of do what you want. And especially when I do like This Week in Finlandia Athletics, I write my scripts and I record it and I edit it and everything, and I just send it to them, and they, they've been liking it so far, so that's good. And then also just color commenting. I did a little bit of it last year.
I remember you doing it at a football game. Actually,
yeah. It was me and my roommate. We did it, but now this year, working with Rick, very professional. He has his scripts, and kind of watching over him and shadowing him. Learning from him. It's been a good experience for me.
There's some magic when it comes to radio, isn't there?
Yeah. It's a lot of fun too.
That's exciting. How do you do all of these different sports? I remember seeing you at the football game, then looking, 3 days later at a volleyball game. Like, how do you know how to handle all those different situations?
Well, it comes with a lot of prep work. So before the football games, I got to prep and, know guys' names. I would talk to players, too, on our team. And before the game, I'd maybe talk to some players on their team. And then, again, with volleyball, just prepping, knowing our school, knowing their school, where they're from. And just because being the color guy, you got to have a lot of time where you're filling in, and there's, with injury or timeouts, there's just some things that might go wrong where you're just like, oh, what do we talk about?
Right.
So you got to be able to fill that time with, some things that about the players, where they come from, or anything like that.
Excellent. So you are a senior this year, which means you're also having to do the SUNY College Arts and Sciences. Every graduate has to complete their capstone project. Mm-hmm. What has that been like as you're getting started on that?
That is, it's been really challenging. Again, Monique's helped me out a lot. And it's been challenging, but it's been a good experience for me. Again, this semester I'll be completing it and everything. I mean, there was a lot of sources, a lot of reading, and just this year, or I should say this semester, I'll be talking with people from the radio station, conducting interviews, I should say, and just tying it all together with my internship and my capstone and having it all come together really nicely.
Yeah, what's the title of your capstone?
The title of it is Masculinity Within Sports Talk Radio.
Excellent. How did you come up with that topic, and like what motivated you to kind of dive into that?
So what motivated me was I have a really high interest in barstool sports and podcasting. So I wanted to do something with that. And as I got my sources and started reading all my books, it kind of leaned me towards, masculinity and all the gender roles within radio and broadcasting and everything. So I kind of switched. I still want to do podcasting and with radio and like the switch from the traditional AM FM and podcasting, but a lot of it has to do with like the locker room talk and just men in general, because it's male dominated field for the most part,
Yep.
and that's where they're talking about gender roles and masculinity within sports talk radio. So that's kind of where I leaned and switched and talked to Monique with it, and and she's done a good job, and she teaches all those classes, so she's going to help me along the way, and that's going to be helpful for me.
Excellent. It's really fun to watch these capstone projects come together. We've talked a lot, even a couple weeks ago we talked with Christopher Dennis, a criminal justice major, about his capstone, and last year we talked with a couple other students about it. It seems like it's a great opportunity to truly dive in and do some research. What are you looking forward to most about completing that, aside from just being done and graduating?
Well, it's going to be a lot of work, and reading about this and finding more things and learning has been a lot, because I really like the topic. It's something I love, so reading and learning from it, it's really like interesting to learn all this stuff and reading, like I said, reading again, and just because there's so many sources that I had to read and books and everything, and now interviewing, like I said, with the internship, finding out more, it's really interesting to me.
Excellent. Let's talk about one last thing here. This past summer you had the opportunity to study abroad. Let's talk a little bit about that. Where did you go? What did you do?
I went to London for 2 weeks with CCSA, Aaron Barnett.
That's the Cooperative Center for Study Abroad. It's a partnership Finlandia has with several other schools, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were with people from Western Kentucky, Kentucky University, a lot of big name schools. Actually, I met a football player who was in my group that actually plays Tech.
Okay.
As well, so they were a D2 football team, so that was pretty fun. And like I was saying, Aaron Barnett helped me out with that, and it was a great experience. I got to go to Scotland. I went to Paris as well, so it was a great time. I would definitely go back and do it all again. It was a lot of fun.
And this is an opportunity our students have all the time. Tell us a little bit, give a little selling pitch to some of these students who might need to take advantage of this.
I would highly recommend going to study abroad. It's something to get out of the country, which I never have done. I mean, I've been to Canada, but that's not any Europe language barrier really, and time zone change. Also, just there's some work. You do some stuff along the way. It was only a 2-week program, so we had readings and pre-papers before we went, and then when we got there, we still had a little bit of class time and some papers as well. We had a final paper. So it's not all fun and games, but I mean, when you're out and you're in class, I should say, there's only a couple days where you're actually in class, but for the most part, you're out and about. I mean, we went to Wimbledon, we went to Lord's Cricket Museum, we went to the Rugby Museum. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of great things that we saw, and different cultures and everything, different food. It was a good time. Exciting.
And it is now the time to sign up for opportunities for this next summer. So we'll have a link to that in the show notes, as well as a link to some information. It's January here in the Keweenaw, so we have Haken Paiva coming up. It's a great event. We'll have a link to that full show, or the full schedule of events for Haken Paiva, including the parade and the annual polar bear dive, which you're going to do this year, you said.
Maybe. I haven't done it yet, so maybe I'll think about it and do it.
It's a lot of fun. You can't leave the Keweenaw until you've done it. I want to thank everybody for watching and listening to this episode of Finlandia Fridays. Thank you, Travis, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we will see you guys next Friday.